Man. For this time, I'm also disturbed. But never forget it.
That's all right.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to another Python office hours.
Now, which one? Wait.
This is not a class, right? It's an avenue to ask your questions, related Python questions, and I will try, right, to give an answer to your question, right? So I'm going to start off with Sharon. So Sharon, can you unmute your mic and ask your question? So you can ask questions basically on any part of Python. It does not necessarily have to be like what you've done so far. If you've gone ahead and you have like advanced Python questions, you can also go ahead and ask. Hopefully I'll also learn from it. All right. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So my question is about in Django, right? Like if you start a project, right? You have the urls.py in it, and then when you start app, we create the urls.py ourselves. So my question now is that what is the difference? I understand that the both of them URLs is basically like trying to tell Django that this URL exists, and when a user clicks on this URL, take them to a particular view, right? So my question now comes in this way. If I define certain URLs inside the app, right? That's the URLs.py I created myself. If I define certain URLs there, and then I come over to the urls.py that Django created right from the project, and I just like let's know that I've defined URLs somewhere else. What if instead of defining urls.py myself, and I list all my URLs inside that default urls.py, is it still going to work? If not, how do I know when to use which one?
All right. So of course, if you define all your routes in the urls.py, of course it will work, right? But it makes sense if for each app, right, you have URLs, right, for each app. So if you have a web app now and the home page is mywebapp.com, right, and you have a blog app, right, you would want every route that would go to maybe /blog to be linked with blog. You understand? So if you say mywebapp.com/blog, and there are some other routes there, maybe posts or delete or some other routes, like you will want them to just follow that route. So you can see now, if you want to do that, then you have to, for each app, you have to like have a URL mapping to that app from the main project URL. You understand? So
Yeah, I
I
do.
think it just makes the URL mappings a little bit more like organized, right? And for each app, okay, all the URLs that if I want to access a particular view for this app, it is mapped to the URLs under the blog app, right? So, and of course, it is very important that you link that to the project URL. So I'm sure you know how to do that. So it makes the URL pattern like a bit more organized, and you don't just have a lot of URLs, and it even helps with debugging. So that is why it is always good to do it that way, right?
Okay, yeah, that's clear. Okay, then I have the second question, right? I don't know if I can share my screen.
I think you should be able to go ahead.
Okay. Um, okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have this right, but I just want to confirm if it's right or if I'm being over concerned. Normally, you want to add right, it works fine, right? But if I click on this post here, it gives me this no column stuff. So I don't know, is it that I shouldn't click on that, or is this actually an error message? Maybe did I make a mistake somewhere?
So if you encounter operational error, it means
Yeah.
probably means you haven't like made migrations or migrated, or you have made migrations and you have not migrated that particular migration. So you have to check that. So what it says, it's checking the database and it's not seeing any slug field in blog. So blog is the name of the app and post is the model, right? And in the post model, you have your slug field already. So you have to make sure you have made migrations when you maybe you made a change or something. So you just have to check that. Make sure
Okay.
you're all
Okay.
good on that. And
All right.
also
Thank
you
you.
have to make sure you register your app in settings. I'm sure you've done that.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, but I'll check back in the migrations part.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Thank you, Sharon. So we have Victor. Hello,
Hi
Victor.
everyone, good evening. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I think a lot of people are having this issue. I had it for a while and I didn't even know the make migration issue. So when I knew that was the issue I was having was in yesterday's class. I wasn't present, so I watched it today. I saw that you commented out the author this thing in the model because it's a foreign key. And I tried commenting it out and I did the make migrations again and it worked. So that was actually preventing me from making migrations. But before then, they were saying no change detected. And I'm seeing that some people are saying the same thing as well. So why is that so? And how are we supposed to add that to our model if it's having that issue? Then I checked on Google for a solution to it. I wasn't really seeing anything clear. Maybe I didn't do my search well, I don't know. But when I commented it out, there was no issue again.
Okay. So on like if you're going to create a table in SQL, right? Or I would imagine like any other database, right? You would have to like write like SQL queries to do that. Now, Django is handling that particular part for you. So what you just did is define your models. Now, for you to now make sure those fields are created, you have to make migrations. If you go into the migration file, I think I'll share my screen and just show you something. 1 second, please. Oh, I think Sharon is still sharing her screen. Am I right? Oh, no, she's not. Okay. So right, this was the app I used yesterday, right? And you will notice when I commented out the foreign key, as you said, I had to make migrations again. Now, why that is because the first time I created the models, this particular post model, right, and I did make migrations, it created 5 fields, right? And in what Django does is it creates a file in migrations folder, and you will see the initial creation that was made. Now, this is what happens, right? Now, the migration file is going to perform a database operation, and it's going to create fields. These fields, you will see like it's specified, okay, the name field is ID and the type of character it is, and some other variables, and like, so you understand. So that is there in the database. This is the last operation for post that was performed on the database. Now, if you make any changes to your model field, right, how do you tell, how will your database now know that, okay, author field is no more there? You have to make migrations again, right? And when you make migrations again, you will see another file that was created says, when I did that, it says remove post author. That is, I have performed an operation to remove this field from that table, right? So I hope you understand that. I think you're muted. I'm coming. Let me just unmute you. Where's Peter? Okay, I'm going to allow everyone to be able to unmute, but please, you have to make sure your mic is not on. All right, Peter, please unmute. Oh, Victor, was it Victor?
Yeah, that's me, Victor.
Okay, sorry about that.
Well, I don't know. Can I show you something on my own? I hope it doesn't take so much time.
Yes, sure, go ahead.
You didn't respond. Let me try and share my screen.
I didn't respond.
No, it didn't respond.
Okay, you mean code?
Yeah. You can see my screen.
Yes.
So this is the auto model, the auto, this thing is model. I don't know what they are.
Auto field.
Auto field, thank you. And this is how I wrote it. Every other thing responded, only the auto field.
Go ahead.
When I do Python, let me clear the console. Okay? When I do Python,
You have not imported get user model.
okay, how do I do that? Sorry.
Okay, that's not even the issue. Like from your models, I can see like dozens of problems. So I think the first thing, right, is you have to make sure when you're declaring variable names, right, especially they are lowercase or snake case, right? So, and another thing is, I'm not really sure you have Django installed, because like your VS Code is telling you have like, I don't know why that is happening. So maybe because of your environmental file. And then when you have models of foreign key, whatever method of foreign key you're going to define would have to be inside that foreign key bracket, those braces. Now, to import get user model, you import get user model from django.contrib.auth import get user model. And then you have to, okay, you can use it directly, but you have to make sure you call it. So I guess that was what they are trying to do. But the braces out will have to be inside, beside get user model. Do you understand, Victor?
Which these braces?
Yes, it will have to be inside, right? Inside that bracket, in front of that last L. Exactly.
Okay.
So please use that drawing something on. And you have to import get user model too. So from django.contrib.auth, I believe.
Django.country.
Contrib. CONTRIB.
CONTRIB.
.auth. AUTH.
.auth.
Now import cases on with it. So yeah, and then change the fields to the field's name to lowercase. And I guess you should be fine. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Get user model. Yeah. Then sorry, you said I should change the.
Many fields that I have in all the capital cases or what are they called should be lowercase, right? Or snake case. So yep. So yeah, so that's the standard practice, a good practice, and like it conforms with PEP 8 what do you call it, PEP 8 convention. So I'm sure if you then your line 2, the from is not right.
Oh. Okay. I'll try this out. Maybe.
All right. Thank you, Victor. Yeah, you can stop sharing your screen. Clinton, can you unmute? Hello, Clinton. Okay. Hawal Humar. Oh, Clinton, are you there now? Hello.
Can I ask my question?
Yeah, I think you should go ahead.
Okay. So the problem I'm having right now is I don't know where I'm getting it wrong. I was able to set everything up. Then at the point where I wanted to create like a blog, that's where I'm having issue. So I'm gonna share my screen right now.
Okay.
So you see what I'm trying to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So you want to create a blog from?
Yes, after the setup, the homepage where we have
Okay, go ahead.
How do I share? Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is the point I got to after all the setup. Then you see this files I added it from the admin
go ahead.
folder, like from here. So I don't know. I'm supposed to be able to add it here, right?
So
because
when are you getting any specific error?
Yes.
Okay,
this is
so
what
there. Template does not exist. Okay. So and you sure you define your template right, like in the folder, and also you have post underscore details of HTML. You are referencing it from where you're supposed to reference it from.
From the host, yeah. Can you see my test
Is this the only page you're having issues with, or you're having issues with all your other pages that way?
Yeah, this is the page I'm having issues with. Yeah.
Okay. Can you go to the views where you have this? This is my system that is hanging at yours.
I think someone is writing on my.
No, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Stop you.
Okay. Can you see my VS Code?
Yeah, go to views. The views you're getting, and that is. Where is the views for when you click on create? Which view is being, which view is that mapping to from a URLs? Is that from line 22, right?
Yeah, this is it.
Okay. So, and where you have your post underscore detail
Yes,
be
it's
created in your template.
on the template. Yeah, it's here. Details. So
Detail.
then maybe this is not really important because I've not really gotten to this point where the files is going to save. So I just want to be able to like impute the details.
Check the name of file. I think if you're able to reference the other files, then you should be able to reference this one. So just make sure.
Details.
Yeah, so it's supposed to details, you see.
I think it's details. Yeah.
Brother,
Okay, let me try it now. Sorry, you're
make
right.
sure you save. You did not save.
Yeah, I saved.
You did not save. Now you say it did not work. You have not saved it.
Wow. I didn't really notice that. Yeah,
You can just say your VS Code to auto save anyways. All right. I think that should work. So
okay. Let me just.
yeah, because I have like limited time today. There's another class at 8 p.m. and I want to end it. So
Okay.
right, so just check that and let us know.
Thank you.
Right. Clinton, if you're there, you can go now.
Hello, sir.
Sorry, Clinton, go ahead. Are you there? No, I don't think he's there. Augustine, can you go ahead?
Hello.
I will
Hello,
call
sir.
you, James. I'll call you when it's your turn.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, Augustine.
Hello, sir. Okay, thank you very much. So I've gone through all your lectures like twice or even thrice, and really they've been explanatory, and I've had to learn a lot. And thank you very much. So I was looking at the Django documentation, and I saw like when they were building an app in the tutorials and the documentation. So at a point in time, they used class-based view. But when they were implementing other functionalities, they now removed the class, they changed the views from class-based views and now made their own custom views. I don't know the name for it. So does it mean that the class-based view is limited? Like, what are the limitations of the class-based view?
Class-based view is actually like it's not limited. It helps you. You know, if you are using function-based, there are two types of views. There's function-based views and there are class-based views. Now, if you're using function-based views, right, you have to like handle a lot of things yourself. But all that is taken care of in class-based views. So it's basically like it makes it easier for you. So it's all that as like what I said yesterday at the DRF class, the model view set, right? It has a lot of methods that you just need to define a few things and then you can make use of all those different methods. So it's just the same thing as class-based views. And but I think it's advisable, right, for you to work with function-based views because then you know a lot of things that is happening, and peradventure you have maybe some kind of issue, you are able to debug and like you know where to check and everything. So yeah, so that's the difference, right?
Oh, so sir, I'm sorry, I want to ask this question, although it's not pertaining to Python. I just wanted to know, like, what's the cutoff point for the project is because I've lost like 10 points already. So I want to know if I should start packing my loads.
Yeah, it's going to be announced soon, so you'll be aware of that. But just make sure you get like if you want to have a chance at surviving, right? In quotes, you just try to get like just try to get optimal points in the rest of the task, right? So you know you have a chance. Just you know your score now, right? And then you know that for the other tasks that will come, when you see the points, when you calculate the total points, you know that okay, this is the highest score I can possibly have, right? And you just pray that when the cutoff comes out, you fall into that category. So that is it, Augustine. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll I'll come back to you, Sharon. Victory Abayomi. Go ahead.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, hi.
Please, when I was trying to run server for the CRUD task, I was getting an error. So it was saying that the debug true, that I need to change it to false. So I changed that to false, and it was giving me an error that I have to set allowed host in my settings.py. So now I don't know how to go about that one.
Yeah, in your settings py, there is a variable already that is allowed hosts, but it's just an empty list, right?
Yes.
So the way it is, when you are working on your local PC or local environment, it is advisable to have debug equals to true, because that will you will get more explanation on the error you're getting. So always set debug equals to true on local environment. And yeah, so if you check settings of PY, you would see the allowed host equals to an empty list. So you just need to input, I don't know, maybe your local host or something. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, it was in true before actually. My debug was true before, but they said I have to change it to false.
Who said that?
The server. It was giving me an error
Right.
that I have to change the debug to false.
Yeah, it would say if it would I'm guess it's not going to directly tell you so you have to set it to false. It's just going to explain like some things, and then maybe if you are in production environment or something, then you have to set it to false because you don't want some particular information to to appear on the internet. So right, so that is it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. William Stephanie.
Okay, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Hi.
Okay. Sir, sorry, please, I have two questions, if you don't mind. Okay. The first one is in the Django tags, they asked us to for the template, they said we should open a GitHub, the GitHub link. The GitHub link, there is a blog and there's a base.html. So I wanted to ask, are we supposed to copy the content in the both folder or just one?
What does the instruction says?
He said we should copy all the files, and I did that. And when I tried to run the server, it came out with wrong templates.
The wrong templates.
Yeah, it showed me an error.
Okay, that was an error you were getting. Okay, so what's the error?
I can't really share my screen because I'm not using my laptop for this.
So you just have to. So I think the task is very, very explanatory. And if you follow the instruction that's are there, you are not really going to have any issue. So you just have to make sure you create the files in the right directory and make sure your template, your app is able to recognize the template directory, and you'll be fine. So yeah, so just check that, and you can reach out on the Python channel, of course, if you have any. And Toby, do you have anything to say about that? Toby, is he still here? Mentor Toby. I don't think he's there. All right, that's it.
Okay, and sir, the second question is, and again, I tried doing this thing. I tried, they said, they told us to register. We have to register the models for it to be recognized. I did all the registration, and it's telling me that it's wrong.
It is wrong as the error on the terminal is it is wrong. Is that the error on the terminal? It is wrong.
Yeah, I've run the server and then it's telling me that the title cannot be registered, the slot cannot be registered, author cannot be
Okay,
registered.
wait. Are you registering each field or you're registering the model?
No, I'm
You just,
registering it.
you just have to import the model class itself, and that's the only thing you will register, not each field. Do you understand?
So I don't understand. I wish I can share my screen right now.
Let me show you what you are going to do. Let me just share my screen now. I think I understand what you are saying.
Okay, sir.
So in your blog, okay, we are talking about the admin, right? Admin of PY. So can you see? You just need to import just the post and then register it, right? Not if I guess what you're saying, you're saying you are registering, you're doing admin dot register title body create. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, sir.
Don't do that. That's a taboo. So you just need to register the model class only. You can always refer to this code base.
I should only do class. Oh my God.
Do you understand, Stephanie?
So you said I should only register the post.
You would import the class post, right? The model class posts or whatever the name of your model is. That is what I imported here, and that is the only thing you register. Exactly.
Okay. Yes, sir, I understand.
Your response is not convincing that you understand.
No, sir, I understand. I understand. I understand.
All right, thank you.
God bless you, sir. Oh, bless you.
Yeah, sure. You're welcome. Kevin, Clinton again. I don't know. I can't hear you or something. Kevin, Rico.
All right, thank you very much.
Hi.
Okay, good evening, everybody. The challenge I've been facing. I've been trying to do use make migrations, and it keeps giving me an error. I think I should just share the screen so that you'd see. I've been trying it. I've searched online for the solution. I don't think I really wasn't making any sense of it. All right, let me just share my screen. All right, so let me clear the screen first. It keeps giving me this error. I've tried everything. It said no module name to do.app, and I really don't know where I made that error. I don't know what to do from here actually.
Did you create any module to do the app?
No, I don't think I did. I just added
just
it.
register the app only. You don't need to do the app.config. Just add to do. Did you create your app is to do, Abby? The name of your app is to do. Yeah, just bring that will suffice.
It should suffice. All right, let me run it again.
So save, you have to save first. Please always save. That thing is.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've been having a cover it since yesterday. Thank you.
All right. Sylvester Agbo.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Hi, how are you?
My question is concerning the success URLs. Based on what we saw from the instructions on that task, the success URLs was meant to be blog:all. But when Al was sharing his screen, I saw him linking the success URLs to other HTML files. Is that what we're supposed to do?
It's meant to be underscore.
Yeah.
Okay, you're back. I called you earlier. All right.
network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please, can you just help out with the question?
Success URL is where Django is going to redirect when that form is filled successfully, and it should be a link to like another Django view. That's the idea. So it can be a URL or it can be another Django view. So you want to route it back to the post list, okay? And that post list view is called the blog all view. So that's why we call it blog all view, okay? So what we want you to do is to reverse that blog all view and redirect the user back to that post list view. So you should not link success URL to a template file. That's wrong.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sylvester. And who was sharing the screen? I think Awal, right? Awal, you need to correct that. Right. Ibrahim Babalola. Hi, Ibrahim. We can't hear you if you're speaking. Nelson Nondo. Sorry.
Okay, sir. Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank God. I have one question, really. Or would like to question or complain.
Okay.
One of my challenge with most of the tasks is the instructions. Like sometimes I don't really have issues with the task, so to speak, but it's what they say that we should do. Like the instructions are like kind of not explicit, especially the front end mentors. Like sometimes I have to read, and when I don't understand, I have to go and like post in the Slack channel that what are we actually supposed to do here. So like this task on the Django CRUD, like I've read those instructions, read, and the Django task given to us, we were asked to create a virtual environment.env and install the Django in it, and then do our work in it. And that was the literal meaning I got out of the instruction given. When I did that and I was uploading my files to GitHub, the git.ignore would just clean off everything I've done. It will upload, and the only thing I'll see there will be the README and the .ignore file that I'll see there. So like I had to keep on asking until one of the students told me that I shouldn't work in the virtual environment. I should create a virtual environment, activate it, but still work externally from the virtual environment. So I don't know how possible it is. We are just beginning. Most of us are just new to programming, especially Python and all. So it will be very good and easy for us if the instructions can be clear and thorough, such that it will help those of us who are beginning to be able to relate to this thing easily. Having to learn 4 different programming languages in a span of 3 months is very, very big a task for those of us who are new into programming entirely. So if the instructions for the task are being very explicit and simple to understand, we will now face the difficulty of doing the task instead of struggling with understanding the question and then still struggling to go and do the task. That is just what I have to say this night, sir.
Okay, so I have a question for you. Are you saying the instructions is what caused your files to like delete or what? I don't understand.
I created a virtual environment.env that like it was instructed. So I created my Django project in the virtual environment and my app in the virtual
what you just
environment.
said now, it is not in the instruction. What you just said now,
I
that you
think I
created your
screenshotted that.
Django project in your
can.
virtual environment. Or are you saying when you activated it, then you created your Django project? Or you're saying you created it inside the virtual environment folder?
I created the virtual environment, installed the Django in the virtual environment.
Folder, or like you activated the virtual environment first?
No, I created the Django project in the virtual environment before activating it.
See, you see where you are wrong now. So the issue is you actually have to like go over this. See, if you read an instruction the first time, you would think maybe you have actually gotten it. So you have to like go over it, like to maybe to try and understand what the instruction is saying. And if you don't actually understand, as you have said, and you ask on the channel, that's the right thing to do, right? If you don't understand instruction, just go ahead and ask. In the real life, in my past experience, this little experience of working professionally over 2 years now, there is no task that I can say, okay, when this task comes out or whenever I'm given a task, I understand at the first read. I have to like go over it or even make research and try to like understand what's really happening. Of course, I'll ask questions. Okay, hello, I don't understand this particular line. I don't understand what this is saying. And then I get an explanation to it. If you ask people, they are definitely going to answer you, right? So, but this is just to like, of course, prepare you to be a programmer. So you just have to ask. Steam, the mentors team, they have something to say. Toby, about that.
What I need to say is that
okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
From on set, I didn't really get what he was talking of. I would have preferred like a visual example of the error.
Yeah, I think he sorted it out already. I think he sorted it out. He was just saying the instructions are a bit vague and they should be more explanatory. Right.
Yeah, more on that. I think you guys should understand that there's a difference between installing Django, okay, and then starting a Django project. They are completely different things. So installing Django gives you the ability to run Django commands. That's starting projects and stuff. Okay, but then starting projects is completely different. So a project, you can use the same installation of Django to create multiple projects. So when we said you should install it, that means you have to activate the virtual environment first. Then you now get the opportunity to create the project. So that's just like the difference. So going forward, I think that's just what you need to remember. Installing a Django project, installing Django is different from starting a Django project.
Okay, sir. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nelson, for your question. And also, we will try as much as possible to make the instructions more explanatory, right?
Okay, sir.
Ibrahim.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi. I think I can hear you now.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Go ahead, yes.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. My question is basically, well, there was this video that was uploaded last week. Was it last week on Sunday before our task drop? The guy spoke about, was showing us up. He was working on something. It was the first time I actually heard of Ginger saying how we can work with some HTML or a certain like have footer and header and things like that. But my major issue was where the guy said we needed to hide.
Where the mentor, right?
He said, well, sorry.
I said, where the mentor?
Yeah, that we needed to hide some of our secret details, like the debug. He didn't put the debug in as true. He went to the another file, then created a variable for the debug, then linked it to where the debug is. So when I tried that with my own VS Code, it was bringing an error. And he used something, but he was so quick at it that I couldn't even figure it out. But the main aim was meant to hide the secrets. I don't know. So that when you put it to,
so what was the error? What was the error?
I have to set my debug to, if my debug is false, I have to, the one the lady said earlier.
So is it that where the secret key, when you tried to access it, it was not
yes, it wasn't accessible. And it was, I don't know, he used something on VS Code. I couldn't get what he did. He went to somewhere up. I don't know. I'm not with my system now. If you notice, I'm on the roadside. But if there's actually an explanation to how we could do that, maybe it's a setting on our VS Code or something.
Yeah, so to do that, like you just need to import, like you actually have to import OS, right? And you would say debug in your settings now, you say debug equals to os.environ.get, right? and then the name of the variable you declared in your env, you put it in there, right? And so it will work that way. There are some other packages that you can use to handle environmental files. So like Django environ, and so what's it now? Django environ, Python, something. So just check them up online, right?
Okay, okay.
I think I can take two more or one person. I can only take one person. Let me see from those that have their hands raised. Sharon, I have called you before. I'm sorry. Nelson, Ibrahim, Clinton,
Oh,
Tony Smiles. You are going to be the last person. Tony Smiles. Tony Smiles. Chigoze.
Yeah, hi, hello.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, good evening. Thank you for everything. But yeah, I've been having something on my mind. Yeah, the first Django task. Yeah, I followed the the first Django task. I followed the tutorial. Who was it? I can't remember the name. The first mentor, the tutor. I can't remember the name, but it was the one that introduced us
What
to
was the
Django.
issue?
Yeah, I ran it as I was supposed to, but on creating, sorry, after accessing the admin panel and I trying to add a particular post, yes, it was bringing up an error that the post method was not doing this thing, was not registered. But when when I now started the new task, yeah, I just copied the code that was there and pasted it in my own distance, in my own directory. And when I ran it, still similar. Yeah, I
What
was
was the
still
error?
able to
What was the
access.
question? You have to be more specific. Like what were you doing and what was the error?
Why exactly was it not showing? Why was exactly was it giving me a method not registered error at first?
Method not registered. Okay. Method not registered. Okay. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that error, method not registered. So probably you did not, like, when are you talking about, have you gotten to creating apps in Django or
I'm still on the CRUD part.
code code code
Sorry, CRUD.
CRED credentials? Crude. Oh, crude.
Yes,
CRUD. Okay,
yes.
okay. Yeah, CRUD. Okay, go ahead. I get now. So method not registered. Uh, I'm not entirely sure. Or isn't any Toby?
Yeah, can you hear me, Femi? You
Yes, go
called
ahead.
me.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the question. You said it's
Okay,
getting
so I
method not
think
registered.
he's trying to say okay, so he's talking about the first class. I think I took the class. So if I
Yes.
remember correctly, I think you are trying to say something about registering your models. Is that it? So you are
No, I
getting like a model
registered.
not registered.
No, I registered my models properly. Yes, but when I was posting, when I tried adding a request, sorry, a post using the models that was on the admin page, Django/admin. Yeah, it brought up an error, one method error that post was not something about the post method was not something related to that basically. But when I now use the most recent code that we're told to copy and paste, it's run like smoothly.
I don't think I entirely understand the error. I don't think I've had an error like that, but you can just DM me on Slack or any of the mentors. Just DM me the error. But I
All
don't
right,
think I'm familiar with, I don't think I've seen an error like that before.
all right,
But just DM me and we can look at it together.
yeah,
All right. Thank you, Annie and Chigozie. I'm sorry, I will not be able to take any more questions now. Nelson, Tony, Badmos, and Kimil Loss, Uche, right? You can send your message, your issues on Slack to any of the mentors or ask on the Python channel. I'm at Femi on Slack at FEMI. Sure. So thank you guys for coming. It was nice still having to answer your problems. I still have my problem, please. I just didn't ask on the Python channel. Wow. So, but yeah, so that'll be it for today. And see you guys next week. Bye bye.